The injury analysis and insight after a Sunday slate and weekend in the National Football League. We bring it to you each and every Monday morning to start off your new week with the Pro Football Doc himself, Dr. David Chao. You can see all the great work he and his team do at sicscore.com. That's sicscore.com. Dr. Chao, we appreciate the time. Thank you for being here, as always, to start off this new week.
Yeah, always happy to be here. Unfortunately, there's always a ton to talk about.
Always a ton to talk about. And Dr. Chao, for the team you used to work for many years, that's the story with the Chargers. We knew that Justin Herbert wasn't 100% entering yesterday's game in the Steel City against Pittsburgh. An ankle injury that was aggravated in the second half. He did not return against the Steelers. As you see on the graphic, not only did LA lose its first game of the season, but a bunch of guys now showing up on the injury report. Let's start with the quarterback and Justin Herbert. What do you think his status is moving forward for the Bolts?
Yeah, your list is there is great there, but the Chargers actually lost, and I don't know that any team can ever say this. In that one game, they had 4 first-round draft picks exit. Justin Herbert, Rashawn Slater at left tackle, Joey Bosa, as you listed, and Joe Alt, the right tackle. That's unbelievable, right? 4 first-round picks all exited that game. Justin Herbert, here's the good news. He didn't make it any worse. He didn't re-injure it significantly. The bad news is this was always a high ankle sprain and was never going to be 100%. So through the wear and tear of the game, it got worse, and in came Taylor Heineke. They got
Doc,
the Chiefs this week. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question on Justin Herbert just to get a second one in there. High ankle sprain and a low ankle sprain. How is that treated when you're coming up to a game? Is the taping the same as it would be for a low ankle sprain for a high ankle sprain, or do you do something completely different?
Well, I mean, it's a misnomer to say all low ankle sprains are better than high ankle sprains. A very severe low ankle sprain is worse than a mild high ankle sprain. But inversion low ankle sprains, the basketball type, are easier to tape or stabilize. High ankle sprains are very hard to fully tape. Sometimes you can inject them, etc. So it's not surprising they flare up or act up again, as in Justin Herbert's case. They've got the Chiefs this week. Now, it was interesting that they brought in Taylor Heineke, who just got there. I think he's more Jim Harbaugh's guy than Easton Stick. And maybe this cracks the door open to resting Justin Herbert again, or resting him this week. This is definitely going to be a coaching decision. There's no way Herbert will be 100%. And would you rather have a less than 100% Herbert or go with the newly acquired Taylor Heineke?
A big divisional matchup for the Chargers at home in LA on Sunday afternoon, already booked as a full touchdown underdog against Kansas City. Let's keep it with the quarterback injury concerns with the Miami Dolphins. And Doc, it continues to be a dismal situation in that Fins quarterback room. Skylar Thompson exits the game yesterday for Miami in their matchup in Seattle with what they are calling a scary rib injury. What's the process moving forward for Miami as it pertains to their quarterbacks?
Well, obviously, Tua's on injured reserve. He's got 3 more weeks to figure out what he wants to do and get second opinions on his head, etc. Skylar Thompson is not starting the game this week. Here's why I say that. It's not that his ribs will prevent him from, we've talked about rib block injections, but no offense to Skylar Thompson. He's not starting the game if he doesn't practice all week. And he's not practicing all week. It's one thing if Justin Herbert starts the game without essentially practicing all week with Taylor Heineke newly acquired and Easton Stick behind him. But Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle, maybe Snoop Huntley, they're going to start. One of those two are going to start the game, not Skylar Thompson. He's a backup, and backups don't start games when they don't practice.
Doc, doubleheader tonight on Monday Night Football. It's a big night for SICScore.com. I want to talk a little Cincinnati Bengals side here on offense. Tee Higgins back from a hamstring injury. What are the looks for Tee Higgins tonight for Cincinnati?
Well, I wouldn't expect him to have 70 offensive plays, but he'll be there, be out there. The question is, what about his burst and speed, right? With the hamstring, you don't want to make it worse there. But the biggest issue there is up front for the Bengals. The D tackles, both starting D tackles out for the game. And will Jackson be able to run the ball there?
You see right there, that is the
Washington be able to run the ball.
Correct. And Washington has run it pretty well with their young rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels. He had 88 yards in the opener and 2 touchdowns. The field view at sixscore.com gives you the perspective for how healthy these teams are entering in those key positional groups. Let's go to the first game on this Monday night doubleheader, Doc, in Western New York. It's the Buffalo Bills hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars as a 5.5-point favorite. What is field view telling you about these two teams entering this week 3 matchup?
Well, it's interesting. Both teams are relatively healthy offensively and relatively injured defensively. Jacksonville, you see with the secondary issues there, and Buffalo, if you flip to the other side, has their 2 best linebackers out, Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard, and obviously the slot corner there. So this may be a little more of an offensive game shootout. That's what the field views show with the 2 teams as you line them up. So it's not always about the side, but the offenses are healthier than both defenses today.
The total in Western New York, 45.5. The total in Cincinnati, 46 in a hook as the Bengals look for their first win of the year. Jacksonville trying to pull off the upset to do the same in Buffalo. The Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chao, with us here on this Monday, looking back on the weekend and getting you set for the doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Dr. Chao, as always, we appreciate the time.
Thank you.